Dragon beard cake is a traditional Chinese folk snack. Its appearance is white, dense and as thin as dragon whiskers. It is refined from wheat flour, maltose and other raw materials. It has the characteristics of milky white color, fine threads, clear layers, melts in the mouth, sweet and crispy. It is said that Longsu cake has been popular among the people for more than 2,000 years and was originally called silver candy. When Emperor Zhengde was traveling among the people, he discovered that the people actually had this taste, which melted in the mouth and was sweet and dense. So he ordered to bring it back to the palace and named it Dragon Beard Candy, also known as Dragon Beard Roll. From then on, it became the royal dessert of the palace. Then it was introduced to the people again and has always been a popular food. It was not until the Yongzheng period that Longzhu became famous. According to legend, one day Emperor Yongzheng hosted a banquet for all the Manchu and Han officials, including civil and military officials. When the imperial chef was making the pastry on the spot, Emperor Yongzheng saw that his skills were skillful, like a dragon dancing in the air, and the sugar silk in his hands was as white and slender as the whiskers of an auspicious dragon. He was so happy that he rewarded all the concubines, and courtiers, and specially named this candy Dragon Beard Cake. Since then, the reputation of Dragon Beard Cake has spread all over the country. How to make super delicious Dragon Beard Candy. I believe that many people have an impression of the name Dragon Beard Candy, and some people call it Dragon Beard Crispy. It is impossible to verify where it originated. Some people say it originated in Jiangsu, others say it originated in Xi'an, and some even say it originated in Taiwan. This is not important anymore. He must have been designated as a royal snack by a certain emperor, so he was called Dragon Beard. So, how to make such delicious Dragon Beard candy? Material preparation: 100 grams of maltose, 10 grams of white sugar, some glutinous rice flour or soy flour, 10 grams of water, 50 grams of dried nuts, and 20 grams of edible oil. Specific steps: find a pot at home that won't be filled with sugar, and put 100 grams of maltose in the pot. Heat the maltose until it melts, then add 20 grams of water, 20 grams of cooking oil and 10 grams of white sugar. Boil the sugar until big bubbles form and then turn off the heat. Be sure to use low heat when boiling sugar. Avoid sugar paste, which will affect the taste. Let the sugar cool, and when it is no longer hot, you can take it out and put it into the glutinous rice flour. Don't take it all out to avoid it hardening after it cools down completely. Knead the sugar cubes placed in the glutinous rice flour into a ring, and gradually start to pull it in a circle in an 8 pattern. Remember to dip the glutinous rice flour during the pulling process, until the sugar is completely pulled down as thin and silky as hair. Pull out the drawn dragon whiskers candy and form it into a small circle. A piece of dragon whiskers candy is ready. You can add different dried nuts to the wrapped sugar according to your own preferences, such as peanuts, walnuts, sesames, cashews, etc. Intangible cultural heritage on the tip of the tongue. Melt in your mouth. Sweet and delicious Longsu cake. Authentic Longsu cake is a specialty of Anqing City, Anhui Province. Longsu crisp is milky white in color, with thousands of filaments and clear layers. It has a crisp, sweet and crispy texture that melts in your mouth. It is a very unique snack with tea. Longsu cake has won the hearts and taste buds of many people with its white as snow and delicate silky appearance. Even if you don't eat it when you buy it home, it can be said to be a feast for the eyes when placed on the table. Many people wonder why it is called Dragon Beard Candy, when the candy is made up of many thin, thread-like fibers. However, when you start looking for the meaning of the name of this unique candy, you will immediately discover many interesting and unexpected things. Legend has it that in the past, this candy dish was popular in the palace and was one of the king's favorite dishes. And every time the king enjoyed this special candy, the candy's thread stuck around his mouth. At this time, the mandarins all laughed and joked that the king had just grown a new beard. Since then, the name dragon beard candy, in China, the dragon symbolizes the king, has been used in association with this candy to this day. If from its inception, dragon beard candy was only circulated in the Forbidden Palace and served the aristocracy, then by 1911, when the Qing dynasty regime in China collapsed, this candy began to spread and spread popular among the common class, then persisting to this day. The ingredients for making dragon beard candy are quite simple, including sugar, flour, roasted peanuts, but the secret to making this dish is the key that attracts a lot of attention from diners. Because to make this candy, the craftsman not only needs patience but also a lot of skill. First, the chef must beat the sugar until it becomes sticky and then shape it into circles of moderate size. After molding, the cook continues to create a round hole in the middle of the sugar ball and then stretches the circle little by little to widen it. When the circle is stretched to a moderate size, the cook begins the most elaborate step in making dragon beard candy. Similar to making noodles, the worker also folds the candy ring in half and dips it in dry flour, then folds the candy ring in half again. Double wrapping the candy ring or stretching the candy ring is done many times. In some places, the candy maker even said that the process of double wrapping candy rings exceeds 16,000 rings. Knowing that the number of rounds of candy must be double, you will certainly not be surprised when you see the candy fibers begin to unravel like thin threads. After the candy has loosened into fibers as desired, the seller just needs to cut the candy into moderate pieces and add the sugar mixture with roasted peanuts and then use the tip of a special spoon with 2 sharp points to tighten the candy into a small round ball. Once completed, dragon beard candy is often put into plastic boxes and sold to customers. The most common color of dragon beard candy is mainly white, but in the future, if you want the candy to look more eye-catching and outstanding, people sometimes add color to dye the candy into pink, blue, yellow. Although it has a pure white color that seems very monotonous, dragon beard candy actually attracts passers-by because not only is the process beautiful and elaborate, but it is also a quite delicious and palatable snack taste for many people, especially for those with a sweet tooth. Perhaps that is why dragon beard candy today is not only popular in China but also spread to many neighboring countries and is popular with many local young people and tourists.